Hi, y'all. We're gonna start this very shortly here. We'll let people kind of sign on.
Lindsay, it shows you're talking, but I think you're muted.
Thanks, Bridley.
Oh, there you
I
are.
was muted. I'm getting ready to start here.
Sorry, somebody was just asking if anyone was talking, so I thought I'd jump in.
Yep, you're good. All right. So here's what I'm going to do. I think I'm going to mute everybody else so that we don't have anybody interrupting it in the beginning here. And then what we'll do is we'll bring everybody else back on for questions. All right, so I am going to go ahead and get started here as everybody keeps jumping on. We do have the chat option here, so if anybody has a question while we're going, feel free to chat me and I'll take a look at it as we go here. But so really quickly, we're going to be focusing on the Google Drive, which is a lot of people, you guys know me pretty well. Google Drive is like my favorite thing in the world. It's free until you use too much, and then you can buy a little bit more storage. As you can see, I'm one of those people that has to buy more. But it is a really great solution to a lot of problems I had for a really long time when I was using things like Dropbox. So we are going to kind of take you through how my brain works with regard to the Google Drive, and then obviously, people can kind of tweak this stuff and use whatever you want to use from this. This will also be recorded and put out there for other people to use. So one of the biggest things I think that people need to know is that, when you're kind of mapping this out, I use 0001 to kind of start things out. If you don't, and you just put 1, 2, 3, and you kind of, start to number your files, once you do 10, 10 will go to the top there right after 1. So that's why I use the zeros in front. So you'll see that a lot. I also like to use stars in front of things because a star will always jump it to the top, so will a period. So just know those things here as we kind of get started. All right, so really quickly, you will see that I have color-coded things. So if you don't know, Google Drive allows you to do that. Anytime you right-click on something, you can actually come down here and change a color. I'm a big fan of always capitalizing everything that is really important, and I want to stand out in my eye, and I'm always going to add color to it. So that is why I've got my active clients up here in total, blue, and then I've got closed clients in red, and my ops manual here in green. So again, if you want to change a color for something, you're going to come here and choose it to be purple, and boom, you've got purple. All right, so within these different folders, there's a lot of different things that you can do. I will, go ahead and map things out according to buyers and listings, or if I have REOs or BPOs that I have to do, I'm going to map it out that way. And then every single time we have, a listing or somebody, we're going to go ahead and we're going to put their address in. My preference, we're not doing this right now, but my preference would always be to put somebody's last name and then dash the address, just because I think it's really easy to find people. My brain works by last name, whereas some people are address people. And so if you have both, you don't ever have that problem. So that's what I do. And then obviously you're going to drive people into the closed. So if you've got, people in the active here, I'm sure I have somebody in here that we're done with, unless Dana's been totally perfect, which is possible. Well, and it is possible. So what we would do, though, if we actually had somebody that, had actually already settled here, so this person's almost ready to settle, you can just grab them and you can drop them right into the closed. So that's how it's really easy to move people around. You can also right-click, move to, and kind of move them around that way. Those are just simple things that you need to know. All right, so I'm going to bring you back in here, and you can kind of see that I have my active clients, my closed clients. I have my ops manual, which there's a lot in there, and I'll take you through a lot of this stuff. Listing plans. So everything listing, from pre-listing to open houses to brokers opens to my feedback manuals, all those different things are going to be in there. My pre-listing presentation, my listing presentation, buyer consultation stuff, everything from emails to step-by-step contract to close. Somebody got unmuted. Hold on. Okay, that's better. So, all right, so contract to close, every single thing that you could think of is going to go in there. Contract to close buyers, all my lead plans are going to go in there. Post-close plans, your 33 touch. If you do retreats, I have a folder for retreat planning, any seminars we do. Videos, so we have newsletters that we do little video updates, and then we have intro videos for every single person on my team as well. This makes it really easy for us to find them. Contact management, anything accounting wise that I need to know about. Investment tools, my team is trying to invest in properties together, so we are putting some tools together in a new little folder here for all of us to go into and look at. We are a part of the Keller Williams Exton Westchester office, so you can kind of see that we've got a folder there for all of that stuff. And then other. The biggest thing that we've done recently, which is the part that I think most people wanted to know how to do, is we came up with a table of contents. I'm going to show you how to do this in 2 or 3 different ways in Google. And it's just a matter of which is best for you guys. So you have to figure out which way you want to do this. For me, my brain, I don't like it when the table of contents is like at the top of a document and then everything's below it. So Google's really awesome with this. Up here at tools, you can click tools, great. And then you can do a document outline. So it pushes it to the left, which makes me really happy. So like if I know I need to go to my contract to close, then I can click it here and go to that. Now, having a, hold on, let me just scoot this down so you can kind of see what the table of contents would look like. And I'll show you how to create this too, because you actually have to use headers and stuff in order to create it. But the table of contents would kind of work in a similar way. You would come here to insert and you would go to table of contents, and then you would either do it with page numbers or with blue links. I'm going to do the blue links here. And you can see it starts to like grab all the things that I've done here, and it thinks that those should all be links. And then you can actually go through, and each thing you would select it, go to the format, go to paragraph styles, and then you're going to say if it's a heading or not. That's going to be similar for this one over here on the left. So really quickly, I'm just going to back up to where I was though, because this is what I like. So I do it like this instead of having links for everything in there with the table of contents, because I like to link to my folders within the drive. So first things first, everything that with Soprani Consulting, when we are teaching people to build some of this stuff out, and with Soprani Consulting we actually build out a drive, a Google Drive for every single training plan that we have. We always want people to build a video library of their training in Jing or in YouTube. And so right here you can see I've created links to go to like my YouTube channel for Roundtables training, and it has all the different training sessions that we've done here. Same thing with Jing. I can just click right here and go to my, oh, that's going to the wrong one. I thought I fixed that earlier, but that's all right. All right, so then what we did too is we actually created links to every single one of my folders that I just kind of walked you through here. So how would you do that? If you come in here, and again, right-clicking is going to be your best friend with Google, you're going to come here to share. And I find that the easiest way is to actually click down here where all those names were, and then come here to change. And then you can make this linking either public on the web. You can make it on for anyone with a link, which is my preference, just so you know. You can do on for anybody in Soprani Consulting, anyone in Soprani Consulting with a link, or off and only to specific people. Now, there also gives you an extra step down here. You can actually do view only, which again is my preference. If you're going to put the link out there for people to have, they shouldn't be able to, come in and actually, organize it or edit it. That would be a disaster, right? So I would do view only and keep it as view only. Now somebody, I don't know why I can't keep everybody muted here. Hold on. Mute. Okay. Sorry, guys.
It's because we can unmute ourselves.
Yes. Well, don't do that again, EJ. So, all right. So again, I'm going to have it be anyone with a link, and then I'm going to have can view only. And so once that happens and I hit save, then I actually have a link up here, right? So I'm going to copy it. I'm going to hit done. And then I'm going to go back into my table of contents. And once you write what you're writing, you can actually select it and then just link it and apply it. So now the people on my team can come into the table of contents, and they can be directed into the different folders by just clicking through the table of contents, right? So like if they want to go into the human resources folder and look at, any of the folders in there, they can click in here. They can go to the 30, 60 days training for whichever thing. They can go into our new hire first 100 days templates. So everything's kind of organized by that. So here's just another example here. So there's all the homework for the pre-listing stuff. All right. So again, now those are just linking things. How to build this out would be with those awesome little format paragraph styles. So I'm actually going to just create another document here really quickly for you guys so that you can see kind of how this works. So if we make it test, the outline's on. Again, remember you go up to tools and you can do document outline if you like the way that I like to do it on the left-hand side. And so let's just put, you know, new listing. So just to do stuff really quickly here, and then underneath, let's just do, you know, 1, 2. All right. So what you would do is you would select the first one, and you're going to come into format. You're going to go into paragraph styles. And I'm going to say that this is heading 1. So I'm going to apply heading 1. Now it may make your format look really weird for a little while, but we'll fix that in a second. So then you're going to come in and go to your formatting again, and you're going to do heading 1 again for the number 2 here. And then this one would be the same, right? So you just want to use the same headings for each. So then all 3 of these, I can actually select them all at once if I want and come in here and I can do heading 2. Okay, so now that I kind of have these, you can kind of see on the left-hand side that it's starting to break it out the way that I had it in my other document. So again, this is the exact same thing. If you really do like it at the top of the document and you don't want it on the left side, then what you would do is you would insert the table of contents and you would do it there, right? So it's just a matter of which do you prefer, and I just don't like it at the top again. All right, so let's just remove this real quick. You know what? Does this all make sense so far? Let me just see some nods. Awesome. Okay, cool. So then once you have that, that's when you're going to be selecting it and you're going to be linking to your different drives, right? So again, if I wanted to link to the operations, I'm going to go ahead and right click. I'm going to go to share and I'm going to come down here. I'm going to come right here to the anyone with a link. Make sure it's view only. Save. I'm going to copy this. I'm going to come back in here and apply it. So now this links to the operations manual. So this is just an easy way to start to really organize things. And again, you know, you're going to have some weird, like it's all going to look really weird, but you can come back in here and you can make it 12 and, you know, you can bold things. You can kind of make it look better after you go through and you apply the headings that are ending up over here on the left. Okay, so let's just kind of take you through really quickly, and then I'm actually going to open it up for some questions. But let's go ahead and kind of take you through things. So we've got the active and the closed clients. And by the way, as you close years out, you'll want to take all of those closed clients out and put them somewhere else so that, you know, you're not taking up all of your space in Google. And we keep all of our documents that are associated with every single file in .loop. They don't come in here, so this is all for marketing for our clients, photos, all that fun stuff. All the stuff that takes up a lot of room. Operations, I have my morning stand-up call, or a lot of people call it a huddle. We actually, you know, go through and do that every day, and we keep a spreadsheet for that with where we are in every single file. Just helps us stay organized. We have a human resources file in here, which is going to have our new hire binder and you know, everything's organized into, you know, our welcome letter that Dana wrote and all kinds of stuff for our new hires. We've got our 30, 60, 90-day plans for everybody. We have our first 100 days, which are spreadsheets that show, you know, what we're supposed to do with every new hire. Job descriptions, contracts, job ads, and then training schedules. So then we have headshots, obviously, for everybody on the team, any logos. We're going to have our sign and lockbox inventory. And then everything else in here is going to be operations manual stuff, right? So like team passwords, which actually you should probably call something else than team passwords, but that's what I call it. We have our vendor list. We have training video library. So if you use Jing, I like to make, Jing videos, little 5-minute videos of things, and we keep them all in here. Cover page for the manual. We've got mission, vision, phone list, office procedures, and that's going to really take you through, basically any new hire. Who's our MCA? Who's our team leader? What happens with your signature? How do we fax? All that stuff. We have an org chart, team meeting examples, for an agenda. We have a staging invoice in case we do any staging stuff and we need to invoice for it. Cover, fax cover sheet, all that kind of stuff. Listing plans. So we're going to have our new listing action plan, and every single thing that we do, we're trying to move everything to Google. So like, even when I want to get homework from somebody that is one of our clients, we're going to build out a Google form that they have to fill out, and we're going to send it through here. And we love it. We get the responses, and then we have like all of their answers in here, and it's just really easy and nice, makes it really easy. Every single thing in our business is going to be a process. And again, this is what Soprani Consulting does too, but it comes alongside of you guys. And we're going to create a process for you, step by step, what happens when a new listing is going to be going live. And then every single phone call or email that goes along with that process is going to be in here, right? So going on the market email is going to look like this. And my team can just grab it, paste it, and put it in. Actually, we like to use Mixmax with all the templates for that. We also like canned responses in your email. And if you don't know what that is, we can show you that later if we have time. But again, this takes them through the whole process with everything that we need to do. Then we've got our pre-listing homework. We have a number of things that we call homework that we want sellers to fill out. It's all in here. Communication journal. We have a document that we created for communicating to our sellers that we want them to go through, and then our listing manager walks through all of this stuff with somebody when they're there in person. So again, everything having to do with listings is going to be in there, from feedback and how we handle feedback to, how we are handling our communications on a daily basis with all these people. Then everything for our listing presentation is going to be in here, from a summary that Drew uses to walk through the listing presentation to everything else that goes into that folder with him when he's going out. Same with the buyer consultation. It's going to have everything that they need when they're going out there. And that way our team can just print it all off and it's ready to go, and they just stick it in a folder, and that's that. Contract to close, guys, same thing. So like if you're really going to organize your business, then I would hope you're going to have, some kind of spreadsheet that's going to lead you through the entire process and everything that you need to do, and every email that's going to go along with that. And here's the thing, we're going to deviate from things and we're going to have to change things sometimes, but if you've got, an email for the next steps and you pop into your email and you have like a template that you can just boom, put in, your whole life is going to be so much easier and things are just going to happen faster. And if you can build it into a CRM, that would be my preference too. Every lead plan that I think you need, you're going to put all of that in somewhere and really have that all built out in hopefully like a Seize the Market or Top Producer or whatever you're using, Brivity. Post-close plans, again, so all this stuff, this is here so that you can kind of see that our hope is that you would sit there and really build it out. So let's see here. The last thing, I did kind of show you this really quickly, but we're going to start to make all of our training videos. So like here with the new listing action plan, you can click here to go to that folder, and then you can see, the video training for putting a new listing in. I have click here, and that's going to take them straight to this with me talking people through on how to put a new listing in our system. So everything is going to start to be, we're going to have it mapped out this way very soon as we have it all created. So that's the hope, right? Is to either use Jing or YouTube to do that. All right. So that's a lot of content really quickly. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to unmute you all. If you could do me a favor before I do that, if you are going to be talking in the background or you are talking, could you just try to mute yourself? And this way we can kind of ask questions. And I know we have some things being chatted already. And I will mute everybody again if we feel like there's too many things coming at us, and we'll just do a chat. So, all right, here we go. We're going to unmute. Let's see how we do. What if somebody deletes something is a really good question. That's why I only give them view access, but you can't get back. So, hold on. I'm just going to mute you guys really quickly again. So over here, you can see when something happens, you can see the activity, and I can pull things back if somebody does something stupid for the most part. Now, if you totally delete it out, that makes it hard. So what I would tell you is, so like within here, maybe, especially agents can do that a lot. So I love them. I am one too. So I can do that too. But again, you know, an admin's going to be more careful than an agent. So I would say, you know, within your Google Drive, you could create a drive for agents and put everything they could ever need in there. And that way, if they delete something, you've got it somewhere else as a backup. That's what we used to do, at least. But you can, you know, if somebody deletes it, if you know right away, you can actually recover it as long as you're on their computer to recover it. So hopefully that makes sense. I wish you had here to help organize my files. Samantha, we can help you organize your files if you would like. Yes, I do feel comfortable using the Google platform with all of my stuff. I'm unmuting you guys again. So here's the thing. I can, you know, I can actually come in here and I can go to share and I can knock people out. So like somebody leaves my team, I'm knocking you out. And I'm knocking you out fast, right? So it's just a matter of being really diligent about who you've shared with and you know, controlling that information. And just don't forget that, like, these are files under my drive. Like, I could have a number of things in my drive. Like, my team doesn't have, my roundtable team doesn't have access to Sprandi Consulting and vice versa. You know, only Dana and I have the roundtable employee folder together, and then I have personal, other, and archive. So really, at the end of the day, you know, I can control a lot of things, and I can have backups if I wanted in another file. Hopefully that makes sense. All right, so tell me, what else does what other questions do we have out there? Any? I do like that people started doing this too. They started to like put the documents that you're using a lot up top so that you can just grab them, which is nice. So how do you bring back deleted files? So deleted files, so again, if somebody deletes it, you can kind of see it over here. You can click on an item. So let's just watch here. So let's delete this. So now I have to find my deleted one again. I think it's at the bottom there now. So here's my deleted example. I'm going to remove it. See over here how this is updating, and you can see there's a lot of people doing things because in Soprani Consulting, we give people access to a lot of different stuff. But you will actually be able to see that I deleted that shortly, and then you can restore it. So I can click on it, but here's the key. It's because I deleted it. So if you know somebody else deleted it, then you need to go and you need to go into that person's computer or into their drive at least and undelete it from there. So see, I can take it out of trash. Does Google Drive download? Yes. Okay, so they do download to your hard drive. Thank God, or else I wouldn't be able to use it. And man, it's been a while since I've done it, which is really funny. I think if you right click, you know what? I'll get back to you on that. They do, because I have it on my computer. And it looks like this. I'll just show you. I just can't find it at the moment. Yeah. okay, if it does download, how do you handle it when someone leaves is the next question. So when you open it, it acts just like a folder on your computer. So here's everything. You would come in here and you would right click and you would go to the share, and down here, you would just knock them out. So like if Melanie left me today, I would just knock her out. So just by clicking this. So this is something interesting too. You can set expirations too. So like you could be like, hey, I'll let you see something for 5 minutes and then it's going to disappear. So know that you can do that too. It's kind of fun, which I think I just did that to her. So we'll hit cancel. But yeah, you can do that. So does unsharing wipe the computer? It absolutely does. So it wipes it right off. Now, if they've taken it from here, right? So if they took my table of contents and they dropped it out there, it's on their desktop now. There's nothing I can do with it. So if somebody's going to steal stuff from you guys, they're going to figure out a way to do it anyways. But it will unshare it, and they won't have anything in here anymore, which is nice. So it's all linked. It's exactly the same as Dropbox is, but not as much money. In fact, free most of the time. How do you bring back delete files? Okay. Does Google Drive download local hard drive? Yes. Okay. Should I unmute again, or do we just want to do the chat?
Can do.
I'm unmuting you guys again.
Okay. Fine.
All right.
Phone.
Let's mute you guys again. All right, let's chat because I think chat's probably the best. You don't pay for this Google service, correct? So I do, but that's because I've built out 2 whole businesses on there, and I'm sharing a lot of content with a lot of people because we're building drives for them. But you get a lot of space before you have to buy it. Now, mind you, my whole life is on Google, so I switched to the Google phone as well. And the Google phone, every time you take a picture, it goes straight into your Google Drive automatically, so you don't have content, or you don't have storage problems on your Google phone, which is awesome. But so again, every photo is on my Google Drive automatically too. So I'm that person who had to upgrade. But it was $40 for the whole year for an upgrade to $130. So pretty good. So in the Google business is $5 per user per month. So if you're somebody on like Outlook, you need to make that switch fast, and Google will help you with it. So you're using Google Apps and the Google Drive, yes. Sam, yes. So Google Drive is one of the apps within there. And you can see, actually, for those of you that like are like me and geek out on some of this stuff, they just added DocuSign in here too, which is awesome. Which I love .loop, and we use .loop because we get it from Keller Williams, but I do really love DocuSign. And they have a lot of different things in here, like Google Maps, Google Sites. You can build websites in here. Google Drawings. The Google Forms is my favorite. If you don't know a ton about Google, Google Forms are awesome. You can literally create, like, say, in order to get, oh my gosh, what is it? To get people to tell you how you did in a transaction, you can build out an entire form for that and send it out, and you don't have to use SurveyMonkey or any of those things. You can just do this. So really nice to get reviews and testimonials. Let's see here. So, okay, so that's actually a good question. We have a question about how does it do with Excel and stuff. So, do I have a, okay, well, first things first, let's just show you this. So if you're in here, you can come to File and you can download as a Microsoft Word doc. So that's a really great feature. In fact, I can turn this right into a PDF by a click of a button. So I don't even need Microsoft anymore because of this. Same with an Excel. So like if you have an Excel in here, I can come up to File and I can go straight to Download As, and I can do an Excel. And so the same applies, right? So if I have an Excel here, I'll just show you how to convert this really quickly because it probably would be beneficial for you to see this. So let's just go into my other here. And, oh my God, you know, stuff. Just kidding. Let's go to my drive. All right, so I'm just going to pull it in here. And remember, that was an Excel now. So I'm just going to show you how it comes in. So normally it's going to come in as, it's funny, it just converted it automatically and I didn't want it to. See over here where there is an X on it, that means it's in Excel. It's not until it becomes this little icon that it's converted over to into like a Google Excel, that's what I'm going to call it, Google Pages or whatever it's called. So if normally though, you could right click on it and do open with Google Sheets. Good Lord. So you would do the Google Sheets to convert it over. But again, like I said, it just converted it by itself for some reason, which I don't know. It's never done that before. And so same thing with, you know, downloading a, oh, and it's probably because I'm converting it from this. So that's what it is. So what I did was I downloaded a actual Google Sheet into my computer and then I was bringing it back in and it knows that it was that way. I wonder if it would do it this way. Let's just see, because it'd be nice for you guys to see what it looks like. There. So this is what it would look like normally. And if you try to open it, it's going to open it, but it's going to do a preview. And it's going to take forever. So instead, you're going to right click and do open with Google Sheets, and it's going to convert it. But sometimes it doesn't convert it perfectly, so just know that. All right. What else do we got here? Google should pay you. I agree. All right, for example, where would you store a marketing flyer for a discount from our vendors? Like the 10% off pods. Why don't you use Dropbox? Okay, so marketing flyer for a discount for vendors. I would probably, if I'm doing something like that, if I'm mapping it out in here, I probably would create a whole, you know, marketing tab in here, or folder rather. And then that way I could kind of keep track of some of that stuff. Like I have the seminars folder. So yeah. And then why don't I use Dropbox? So I used Dropbox for years and I liked Dropbox. However, it costs money. So that's why I'm on Google Drive. And I believe everybody should switch because it doesn't cost nearly as much money. And we were spending, like when you have a big team and you grow, you guys, which is the hope, right? The hope is for all of you to grow into really big teams. You do not want to be spending, you know, if you're somebody with an expansion team, if you're Ben Kinney companies, like you're not going to want to have, you know, hundreds, if not thousands of dollars worth of stuff kind of going to all these different people and you're paying for Dropbox. So it's just a preference for me. I think the Drive is great. I will say one other thing, if you don't know about the Drive as much. So like if I come in here, if I go in here and I make a bunch of changes, it's auto saving my changes. So you can see last edit was 2 minutes ago. Now you can look at every edit and you can go back to the way that it was before if you want by looking at all the edits. But so if you're going to actually edit it and you don't want to edit that copy, you have to make a copy first. So that's the only difference between like Word and like Google Word is that you have to make the copy first. You can't do like save as. But you can revert back to the original if you really have to. And so what you would do is click on that thing, and then it gives you the revision history, and you can see how many times I've revised it. All right. So I only pay $40 a year for just myself for my Google storage, but that's because I'm ridiculous, like I said, and I have a lot of stuff. So it takes a lot for you to get to that point. And $40 a year is like nothing. So, and the first 30 is free. So that's correct, Jenna. And Google Apps. So the Google Business, I have Google Business for both of my businesses, and it is $5 per user per month. Brindley, because it sucks. Yeah, so much better. What's the price difference? So, God, Brindley, maybe you could tell me. I haven't been on Dropbox for like 5 years now. But I think if I remember correctly, every person was somewhere between, and this was 5 or 6 years ago, it was like somewhere between $40 and $60 each. And that was like, so if we started to outgrow it, like the whole team, every user was $40 to $60 each on that. But we could find that out by Googling it too. 40 plus 60 equals 100. Do you guys use Gmail too? So the Google Business is Gmail. Yeah, so this is my email platform. I'm going to take you into Soprani Consulting's. So really that's my email. It's just the Google Business because like you can see my logos up here. So Google Business is the $5. I don't know what the 40 plus $60 equals 100 is though. I don't remember. What about branding your team's domain name? Yep. So this is my whole thing is sopraniconsulting.com. And this is, everybody is Lindsay at sopraniconsulting.com or Lindsay at roundtablere.com. Dropbox, Brindley. So Dropbox Business is $99 now, which is ridiculous, plus $20 per person. So it can get, and then I think that's for the first part of the storage. And then when you need more storage, I think it was an extra 40, if I remember correctly, to go up to the next level, but I can't remember. I have 199. Yep. How does Gmail integrate with your domain name? That's a really good question. So it's really easy, just like GoDaddy or whatever. You just so you would Google. I always just Google Business, not Google My Business. Not Google My Business. Google. That's still Google My Business. So it's Gmail for Business, I guess. And you can call them. They're actually really good about support, but you can just hit get started. It's so easy. And they actually bring all of your emails from like Outlook or wherever you are, GoDaddy, and they will funnel it through. You have to understand when you make that change, though, that it might take like 5-6 hours for the whole thing to move over to Google. So if you're going to have a heart attack, or better yet, if the agent that you work for is going to have a heart attack because his or her email is down for, a few hours, then it would be best for you to do the conversion on Sunday. But Google is really good about helping you. Like if you get into something and it's a problem, you would just call them and they walk you through the whole thing. It's really easy. So Brindley's saying that they do say that Dropbox is more secure than Google. I just feel, like I said, I feel like if somebody's going to steal from you, they're going to figure out how to steal from you, unfortunately. So they're just going to pull it onto their computer anyways, and there's not much you can do about that. Paper user. Must pay per user, yeah. Oh wait, I have PackRat, which is $39 a year for unlimited version. So I pay $138 a year. Mine is regular, not business. PackRat. Okay, awesome. Yeah, and I would say, if you can share a bunch of files and really map things out the way that we have here, and you can share stuff, then that's awesome. I haven't looked at PackRat, so I'm gonna write it down. Yeah. Yeah, your info's everywhere. That's true. Unfortunately, it's true. That's kind of why I named my passwords passwords. So, how do you manage your marketing campaigns for leads? That's like a whole different that's like a whole different call. But we have seized the market, and so all of our lead plans are built in there, and we we use Seize. Hopefully that helps. Let's see here. What other questions are out there? Oh, Dropbox with PackRat add-on. Awesome. Okay, so that's something to consider too. What is PackRat? Yeah, I don't know. That's a good question. I haven't looked at that, but I mean, I'm sure we could all, could probably Google it and find. I mean, PackRat, see, the only thing I ever knew about was I think they do moving, more parking space. But I would do PackRat, plus Dropbox. I'm sure you can figure that out. Oh, PackRat. It's PackRat, just so everybody knows. It's a Dropbox add-on. All right. Anybody else? Hopefully this helped a good amount. I know most of you admin are looking at my 2,500 emails and like dying right now. Let's see here. So something else to know is people can share stuff with you and it ends up in here. And then you would literally have to take it and drag it into a file in order for it to be in your drive. Otherwise, it's just like in your shared stuff. So that's something good to know. Again, you've got Google Photos, and you can star items. So things that are like really important to you, star them, right? So like my passwords and stuff, like those are all starred. This is my 6-month training for Soprani Consulting, but if you take a second to let it load, I can star it so that I can always have it. And again, I can click here to see what all the edits are that I've done and revert back to an old version of it if I want. Something that I didn't show you guys too is you can make comments on here. So I can say, this is cool. And it'll stay there. And then you can resolve those comments. So like you can work together on a document, on a Google Doc, and I can actually, let me delete that. So let me show you on this version. So say I had Tanya and Brindley, like I want to work together with them on something. I can highlight those 3 things and say, Brindley, you're in charge of this. And then I can then once I share it with Brindley, why is your email not coming up? All right, bad example because her email's not coming up all of a sudden. So if I share this with Dana on my team, so I'm gonna resolve that one, but I'll show you what you can do here. I'm going to say Dana. Oh my God. Assign to Dana. So those are her items. And then she can check them off and mark them as done once they are completed. So here's the deal. I mean, I only went in, basically this was supposed to be like, let's go through my Google Drive and see how I, created my manuals in there, but you can really, in my opinion, Google's like the best thing on earth. So this kind of stuff, like for us to be able to assign it and then we can reassign it, we can edit it. She can tell me when she's completed it, I'm just a huge fan of that. So there's a lot of things that we could do as admin in there, and really start to hold each other accountable and work on projects together. So it's really cool. Is your YouTube channel private? Yep. Or unlisted. You can mark them as unlisted or private in there. And both mean that people can't see it, and you have to actually share it. So you can either email it or you allow people to have the link, and then you can allow them to add videos too. But that is, yeah, so you'd want it to be private or at least unlisted. How do you like the speed of online Google Mail? I love it. Google is, I don't ever have a problem with that. So I think it's really fast. YouTube channel is private. Yes. Okay. How do you like the speed of, oh yeah, Google. Yeah, I don't know. I don't ever have a problem with that. Once you share a folder, document, or YouTube video with someone, can you go back and remove access? Absolutely. So watch. So I've just given Dana access to this document. I can come back up here and hit share, and you can see that Dana and I have it. So I'm going to remove her now, right? I just X'd it out. I'm going to save it. She no longer has access. So that's how easy it is to remove it from somebody. Again, I can see all my changes, everything I've done here, which I like. And then, so say you share this. So with YouTube, if you share it via the link to somebody, they can always get back to it unless you, so the reason to do it as private would be when you're sharing it, private only allows you to email it, and then you can knock those emails out if you don't want to share it with them anymore. So that's the way you would do that. Google mobile phone, where did you buy it? Verizon, just went through Verizon, and instead of the iPhone, I went with the Google phone, and I do like it. My contacts were super screwed up when they came through and still are, so that's the only part I hate. And if I had enough time, I would fix them all, but I don't. So now I just have double and triple contacts. Google mobile phone. I'm not backing up the data online. It's all saved in Google, and they're backing it up. So if something happens to Google, then that would probably have a problem. But I would imagine they have some backups. I don't know. I did used to back up to, like, I would just plug in a, one of those big storage things. I still have one. I just never do because it's all in the cloud now. So, anybody else have any other questions? Is there a service you can pay to back up your Google? Google Vault. So if you really want to back up your Google, you could do Google Vault. That's great. Probably should do that. If I lost my Google stuff, my whole business would fall apart, I think. Both businesses. What else? Anybody have any other things? I'm trying to think. If you didn't know that YouTube is a Google product, Blogger is a Google product. So Google everything, so we have Google phone numbers with Google Voice, like almost everything I do now is on Google. The forms are probably my new favorite thing, and it's been around for a while. And there's a lot of extensions you can do, that'll help you with life as an admin with Chrome. So, Mixmax is a big one, and then Folio is a pretty big one for real estate. So yeah. Um, um, free trial. I don't know. I don't know what this last one is, but I'm sorry. Hopefully this is really good for everybody. If you have any questions, you can email me at lindsay@sopraniconsulting.com. And hopefully, what I would love to see is people going back and really building this out. This would be, so if you're working for an agent, they will love life if you go through and kind of put something like this together and have everything in Dropbox or in the Google Drive. They would be very happy if they can click on different things and go right to it. That would make them happy. So go back, build this out, and really it's just a matter of taking a few hours, guys, and just putting everything that you already have in emails and everywhere else into the Google Drive and really building it out. And again, if you're really scared, have this Google Drive, create another folder for agents, and maybe that's the only one that they have access to. And, put all the documents that you already have in other places in there so that they have a folder. But for the most part, especially if you have like younger agents, they do pretty well. And if they do delete something or, do something dumb, if you can get back into their file, you can recover it. So hopefully this was good, and wish you the best of luck in creating your Google Drives.